So now the place where I like to start resuming the reading is from the place where Lord Shiva appeared to Srila Bhakti Vonoda Thakura and then instructed not to go to Vrindavan before completing the job of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's birthplace and all his teachings were all getting really it was fading away. So Lord Shiva was really worried. So he really instructed Bhakti Vonoda Thakura, who is our model. Actually for the Gokul Bhajan, Bhakti Vonoda Thakura and Narottam Das Thakur, then also the Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, they are all really very intricate in our preachings. So Lord Shiva told Bhakti Vonoda Thakur, what did he say? I will remove. Okay, so there are two things. Whatever you teach and those who follow, I will remove the Maya and the influence of Kali away from them. So in fact, he is our model. So that means anyone who is really coming under Gokul Bhajan and Vedic studies is actually, under the protection of Lord Shiva. This is amazing. And he personally guarantees that. And he also continued, when will Mahaprabhu's movement spread all over the world? Bhakti Vonoda Thakura asked, and Lord Shiva is responding. This is what the diagram that I really want to put you to prove that it is our Srila Gurudev Yugacharya is the one who was predicted. So Lord Shiva was telling everything will happen according to the proper sequence of time. Lord Shiva said, the pure devotion taught by Mahaprabhu is a blossoming lotus. Soon the fragrance of that lotus will spread everywhere. In the generations following you in this Gaudiya Sampradaya, the message of pure Bhakti Yoga will rapidly spread. First, a foundation must be made. A foundation, somebody is going to come and then lay the foundation for that pure Bhakti to really spread. Then in the third generation from you, a very highly liberated, very advanced maha-bhagavata is going to come, will appear and propagate the teachings of spontaneous attraction and the highest divine love of Radha Krishna Yugala to all those jivas who have the sukriti to really get under. So Bhakti Vonoda Thakura joyfully returned to Navadvip and began to search for the appearance play of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So in the last class, I was just mentioning about how Bhakti Vonoda Thakura got a darshan of the actual appearance, the Mayapura, the real appearance place of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he renovated. So now we just touched on the first level is Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura. We just read about Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura quite a while. And we just stopped at the place where we really mentioned that he really got such a vairagya that he chanted 192 rounds every day, every single day. And he continued for nine, actually that will come for more than 9 years, 9.132 years or something if you calculate, because he really made a oath to do 1 billion namas. So that took 9 years, intense tapas. And then finally, then only he started the preaching. So for preaching, this is the standard. So our Guru Parampara is actually telling, who can really do the preaching, how one should get qualified. But before that, if we really try to preach without the command from one's Guru, then it is going to be all totally really bogus. So we are really seeing so much of example in our Parampara. So now, regarding the prediction of this Lord Shiva, I want to just go through here now a little bit. how can we understand the message of Lord Shiva? We can't use the first disciple as the principle. It's not the disciple, first disciple and then like that. No, it doesn't work that way. Because why? Even Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura's first two disciples were ladies actually. We are going to be reading somewhere. I think somewhere it is there. So it's not like that. It is adopted. There must be a direct power transfer. When Lord Shiva told this, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura was a small boy. So we have to see how the three levels are going to work. So Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura knew the birth of Bhakti Pranjana Kesava Goswami Maharaj. He gave all the responsibilities to Bhakti Pranjana Kesava Goswami Maharaj. We are going to be reading more. So Bhakti Pranjana Kesava Goswami Maharaj was ready to sacrifice himself when Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura was about to be attacked and they wanted to kill him. You know the story that I explained. Because Bhakti Pranjana Kesava Goswami Maharaj such a, he gives it, let me die for you. And he really took the sannyasa dress of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura and he wore. And he gave his brahmachari dress to Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura to wear so that they safely, he was really taken out of the place because all they were all ready to attack and then kill Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura. So you can see the intimacy. How Bhakti Pranjana Kesava Goswami Maharaj is the next to Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura. So the relation is very strong. Only Srila Gurudeva wrote the... Okay, now let us come to who is the next one. Because we have Gurudev and also Bhakti, that is Srila Swami Maharaj is also there. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj is also there. How he is really coming into picture now? Srila Prabhupada. And here Lord Shiva mentioned that somebody is going to come to really give the foundation. Then only somebody is going to give Raganuga Bhakti. See, this concurs perfectly with what I was also telling again and again and again. Because Raganuga Bhakti could be given only by our Gurudev. And in fact, now let us see the power and the relation between how strong between Srila Gurudev and Bhakti Pranjana Kesava Goswami Maharaj. Nobody wrote this kind of book. Our Gurudev, Srila Narayan Goswami Maharaj, he gave so much of information and so much of glorification that he has done by writing this biography of Bhakti Siddhanta, Bhakti Pranjana Kesava Goswami Maharaj. Look at here. Now you can see the intimacy. It's a very big book. So much is there. So that means how the power is really given from one generation to another generation is something obvious. We can understand that. How much that one is really going to do to dedicate completely to one's Gurudev, that is how the power transfer is happening. So no one has glorified Bhakti Pranjana Kesava Goswami like our Gurudev. So we can see the strong link. Now somebody may be asking, what about Gaudiya Kishore Babaji? Because Bhakti Vonoda Thakur's one of the disciples is what? Gaudiya Kishore Babaji. But he's a Babaji. He doesn't preach. Babajis do not preach at all. It is the preaching line that is actually that they are talking about here. Lord Shiva is predicting that. So we cannot really take that into account here now. And now look at Sri Narayan Maharaj, who is actually my Gurudev, gave Samadhi to Srila Swami Maharaj. So he is the direct descendant of Srila Prabhupada. Not any in ISKCON or even because there Swami Maharaj did not really elect anyone to really give initiation. He started Ritvik, except only one who was Gaur Govind Maharaj. But he was actually he was about to be expelled out anyway. That's a different story. So there is no Guru Parampara in ISKCON. because they are all rhythmic. So any initiation that is happening is not valid. It is bogus. So now, only by Srila Prabhupada's order, our Gurudev came to preach. See the connection going on now. Now look at here, from Bhakti Vonoda Thakura, the first one is Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, second is Bhakti Pranjana Keshav Goswami Maharaj, and third one is automatically our Gurudev. Now look at the chain the other way, because now there are two kinds of initiation that Swami Maharaj, that is Srila Prabhupada received. One is the Diksha, other one is the Sannyasa. So Diksha was the one he was always mentioning about. He never mentioned about his Sannyasa Guru. Because if you see the pictures in ISKCON, you will never see Bhakti Pranjana Keshav Goswami pictures anywhere there. They won't even talk about. So that link is not at all there. So it is actually coming only from Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura, because there is a reason. It's all really planned by the Lord. Look at how he was not revealing the Sannyasa Guru. Sannyasa Guru is a Gopi Baba, but he did not reveal that at all. That is why what Swami Maharaj came to give is only Vaiti Bhakti. Rules and regulations, you are not the body, you are the soul, you are this and that. That is Vaiti Bhakti level. That's all he could really give to the people. But all the scriptures, he translated exactly as in our Gaudiya Sampradaya. So the way he was preaching, you have to understand that one. This is not that everybody will have this kind of realization. So Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura to Srila Swami Maharaj, strong. Very strong. That's why I really put that line there. Then Bhakti Pranjana Keshav Goswami Maharaj through Sannyasa, not revealed, but hidden. Why? Srila Swami Maharaj came to give the foundation. This is exactly what really makes everything sense. Lord Shiva's prediction is really perfectly coming to picture now. So only Srila Gurudev came to give Raganuga Bhakti. No one else in this line. So without the foundation of Srila Swami Maharaj, Raganuga Bhakti could not have been given. How can you really give that? Without going to the high school, how can you really go to the college? It's not possible. That is how they positioned. Even though they both exactly the same qualification, there are twins in the Goloka Vrindavan. Actually, Gaura Govinda Maharaj, the only qualified guru to initiate under Srila Prabhupada, Swami Maharaj, he said, Srila Gurudev's, that is our Gurudev's life history exactly coincides with the prediction of appearance of a maha-bhagavata who will preach pure bhakti for 15 years. It was there in the old, very, very old, like hundreds of years old, the scripture, they really got it. It was all having calendars, everything predictions. It was actually Bengali predictions. So they tried to map it. It came exactly to our Gurudev's coming. He came to the Western world in 1995 or 1995, and 15 years he preached exactly as predicted, and 2010 is gone. And Gaur Govind Maharaj told this when our Gurudev was in Jagannath Puri. Of course, we have our own Gaudiya Math there. So what more proof do you need on this to really prove that the forecast by Lord Shiva that the maha-bhagavata who will come to give Raganuga Bhakti, pure Bhakti, is our Gurudev? Another thing I will add. Remember how Srila Gurudeva appeared? Remember the Mauna Amavasya? That is related to the Sivaratri. That was the time that Gurudev really was, actually getting conceived. Conceived in the sense of his father and mother, they saw the dream. That Gauranga Mahaprabhu with all so many associates, they're all dancing, and one of them just came and they were walking towards, and then finally they entered into their heart. Both. Parents of our Gurudev both got the exact same dream they got. That was how he got conceived. Both got the same darshan of that same maha-bhagavata from Lord Chaitanya's group to enter into their heart. All glories to that Srila Gurudev. The maha-bhagavata of this Kali Yuga. No wonder why all the Brajavasis gave the title of Yuga Acharya to Srila Gurudev. Now you see the big picture of all the pieces of the puzzles, they are in place. Whatever Lord Shiva told, now you will understand. Don't you see how fortunate we are? Yes. This. And also I like to add something more too. You know, under the Gaudiya Sampradaya, which group is really completely 100% given to Srila Gurudev? They are all actually, they are preaching their own. And no one has ever made any single bhajans to glorify Srila Gurudev, except our Gokul bhajan. So this is the unique position of Gokul bhajan actually. So in lot of ways, Gurudev's mercy is directly coming, and now he has also selected Nigeria as his first focus now. So this again and again, Gurudev was reminding me, Nigeria. So many things he really has plans, and so many things are opening up. It's all his direction. Whatever that he wishes, let it happen. Okay. Now, yes, so far what we read was about Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura. And now, on this chapter, we continue and saying that on January 24th, 1898, in the village of Vanaripada, East Bengal, the beloved eternal associate of Srila Saraswati Thakura's Sri Vinoda, who became renowned as Srila Bhakti Pranjana Kesava Goswami Maharaja, appeared in this world as the son of the religious and aristocratic landlords of Sri Youth Sarat Chandra Guhatka Kurta and Sri Youth Bhuvana Mohini Devi. So now slowly we are actually coming to the life of Bhakti Pranjana Kesava Goswami Maharaj. Anyway, I'm going to skip some of the things because it's really so deep. We don't need that. And when he was appearing, Saraswati Thakura was chanting Harinama, pondering how he could fulfill the desire of his father Bhakti Vonoda Thakura to spread the Gaudiya line of pure Bhakti. Only Gaudiya line can give pure Bhakti. All the others are all kachpach. Yeah, it's not pure. So he thought all souls are meant to taste bliss, for they are expansions of Krishna's divine potency, who is bliss personified. Despite all of the endeavors for happiness, conditioned souls suffer untold miseries rooted in ignorance. So he knew already that particular personality has appeared. So he was wondering, how can I give Vinoda that satisfaction of eternal happiness to the world? When will Vinoda come? And by the time what was happening, when he was chanting and looking for, because Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura has not met Bhakti Pranjana Kesava Goswami yet, because he was just born, small baby. But he was chanting and chanting, thinking about when, he has to come back to me. Now, hearing this prayer so intense, the Garuda, the eagle carrier of Lord Vishnu, he heard this prayer and determined, for the pleasure of Vishnu, I must deliver Vinoda. Vinoda means our Param Guru, Bhakti Pranjana Kesava Goswami Maharaj, our Gurudev's Guru. So I must deliver Vinoda to Bimala Prasad. Bimala Prasad is Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura. So the Garuda descended to the village of Dudal and he picked up the baby Vinoda and soared off into the sky. So what was happening was, in Bengal, it is a custom for mothers to massage their infants with oil and placed them in the warm morning sun. This is a good way of getting vitamin D. Like here we are really trying to take vitamin D, we miss it, and then finally vitamin D shoots off. We see this is the artificial world. But in India, this is the way that the mother used to really take care of the child is massage oil, nicely put oil, and then outside they just keep the child so that the sunlight, morning sunlight, that actually comes, and then they get a lot of vitamin D. But what happened was his mother. So after actually leaving on the sun, the mild sun, and he really went into the home, and then he was busy in making all these household chores. Meanwhile, this Garuda came and then picked up the baby, and it flew in the sky. So just when this, her name was Bhuvana Mohini. Went to check he really came back to check the sun, but he saw her soft boy in the talons of a far off golden eagle. That was a golden eagle, big, and then it was just carrying the baby in the sky. She screamed in anxiety and ran after the eagle, praying, "Oh God, please save my son. If we bring him back, I vow to offer him to your service." There you go. This is how God tests sometime. Gurus also test sometime like this only. They give utterly very, very bad situation. Finally, they will say, "I am surrendering to you completely 100%. So this is how it's coming. He just gave the oath, done. And by that time, hundreds of villagers also came out of their houses, hearing the commotion, and the Brahmana priests were, they all came and then began chanting these protective mantras and feeling compassion for the child's mother, and knowing that in time Vinoda would be united with Bimala Prasad, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura. Garuda gently placed Vinoda means that was the name of our Param Gurudev. Our Gurudev's Bhakti Prajnana Kesava Goswami Maharaj was given the name Vinod to start with. And the Garuda kept Vinoda on the top of floating betel nut bark. In India, betel nuts, it really grows as tall, not very tall, not like coconut trees, but probably about maximum 1/3 of the height. But it's strong, and it used to be really cut off here and there. And then in a nearby pond there was one, and then this Garuda placed just on the bark in the middle of the pond, and went away. Bhuvana Mohini, the mother, had been running behind the eagle, and from a distance saw her son placed in the pond. She immediately, because this is a motherly affection. There is nothing compared to the affection by mother. The love and affection of that is coming through the mother is so unique, it defeats everything. People may say, husband and wife are very, they have love and affection. What love and affection? That is nothing. That is only for self-interest. That's lust. But mother's love and affection is something very, very superior, because it has really come from the spiritual dimension. It really doesn't matter how bad one's son is, but the mother will always try to really, find some ways and prove that your son is perfect, correct, like that. Father may say, "Oh, no, your son is, totally, a sinner," but the mother's heart will not really give that easily. Anyway, she really saw that, and then he really just jumped in the pond, and then trying to, because by the time the baby, he may really get flipped into the water, and then probably he'll be drowning. So he took her, this thing, and then jumped into that and swam and retrieved her son. Yeah, now upon returning to the shore, she examined the body and finding him no problem, everything was good. And in Mayapura, Srila Saraswati Thakura continued his strict daily vows all the while assisting Srila Bhakti Vonoda Thakura, all his periodicals and preachings and maintaining Mahaprabhu's birthplace, so many things that you are all doing there. That was a time. But after hearing the preaching of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura, many orthodox Brahmanas, by the way, Brahmanas and Vaishnavas, what is the difference? Brahmanas they are caste oriented most of the time. Okay, also please mute your phones. Okay, please mute your phones. Okay, anyway, so these Brahmanas were so envious on the preaching of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura because he said, Hare Krishna Maha-mantra can be given to anyone. So Brahmanas did not like. So they really assembled. They arranged a very big crowd to come and kill Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura. And as I told, and one incident there, it was Bhakti Pranjana Kesava Goswami Maharaj who really rescued by exchanging the dress, and Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura was saved. But again, that did not stop. Then again they really came, and then this time it's even a bigger crowd challenging. They were challenging. Can you prove that? What the evidence from the Vedas that all the conditioned souls are part and parcel of Parabrahma, the Supreme Soul. And all these, even though irrespective of the birth, that means other than Brahmana, born as Brahmana, how can they be initiated? How can they be allowed to read Vedas? And they challenged. How can Sudras can really read Vedas? So this came as a big thing. And Saraswati Thakura actually conducted a big meeting, and in that meeting, he actually praised Brahmanas very highly, substantially, with so many quotations. Brahmanas are the highest and highest. And then he provided evidence from the Vedas that all the conditioned souls are part and parcel of Parabrahma, the Supreme Soul, and are thereby all Brahmanas in essence. They are all actually originally equivalent to Brahmanas. But just because they have fallen down, you cannot say they are, they are not Brahmanas. By original nature, they are all pure. Anyway, like this, lot of preaching that were all going on, but it was always provoking this Brahmana community. Anyway, Bhakti Vonoda Thakura gave all his mercy and blessings to his son Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura. This is important. Just because somebody has been initiated in somewhere so and so, what does it mean? It may not mean much, except, yes, by chant and then, get wherever by Kundar, wherever, that is fine. But the power transfer is really done only by the Guru, not to everyone. Only those who are designated. And this Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura is really so high, and he proved that Gaura Mantra is also eternal, because people were asking, okay, we know from the Shastra, Maha Mantra is there, eternal, but what about the Gaura Mantras? He proved that Gaura Mantra is also eternal from all the Shastra injections. Anyway, and now, with the mercy of Bhakti Vonoda Thakura, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura could really continue his mission of preaching. And his Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura faithfully accepted the directives of preaching to the entire world from his father, Bhakti Vonoda Thakura. And on June 23rd, 1914, Bhakti Vonoda Thakura departed from this world. In separation from his spiritual guardian, Srila Saraswati Thakura remained in Mayapur, incessantly chanting Harinama and earnestly praying, "Oh Radhe, please send your followers to inculcate, to really start this bhakti line of love for Krishna in this world." Then, after years of intense austerity, Gauranga Mahaprabhu, this is another thing. Gauranga Mahaprabhu revealed himself along with prominent associates before Saraswati Thakura. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura got a vision of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu instructor Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura now established the Gaudiya Mat and spread Harinam Sankirtan for the benefit of all. "I have sent my associates to assist you. They will soon join your efforts to preach the message of divine love." So Mahaprabhu blessed Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura and they disappeared. At that time, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura did not have wealth or any followers. Actually, he had only one, two followers who really came. That was only two ladies, as I mentioned. And now, meanwhile, this Vinod Bihari, who is actually Bhakti Pranjana Kesava Goswami Maharaj as his young boy, he is now growing. He is now attaining 10 years old. He became robust, but there was one problem. He did not speak, he was not speaking any word, nor he even eat properly. Any food other than the mother's breast milk, no food he was eating. And he was not at all speaking. And then one day, there was a mendicant, a sadhu was really visiting the house of Bhuvana Mohini. His father and mother of our, Vinod Bihari. So they were complaining that his son has a lot of problems. He is not talking. He is not eating anything other than my milk. That was what Bhuvana Mohini was telling. And how he is going to really grow up? And that sadhu told, "Go to the family of that poor cobbler in your estate," because they were rich actually, kind of. So yes, in your estate, yes, you have a family living in your estate, servants, and they are doing cobbler work, stitching shoes, repairing shoes, shoemakers. Go to their home, and the husband and wife worship Gauranitai with great devotion. If we bring the Mahaprasad remnants of their food and give that to your son, he will become completely all right. He will talk and he will eat. Oh, he got shocked. How can I give the remnants of the leather workers to my son? Bhuvana Mohini thought. Still, as a mother, the mother will do whatever sacrifice necessary in order to make their child all right. So he was thinking and thinking. Finally, he went to the cobbler's house. He was actually their servants only. And evening after dark, when she arrived at their home, the husband and wife were singing kirtan in front of the Gauranitai deities. Gauranitai have love for all, regardless of caste and race. Remember, that's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's unique thing. Unique mission does not matter who you are. You are a spirit soul. Originally, you are all pure. Everybody has qualification to really come and get to the abode of Krishna. But by proper sadhana. So his message is for everybody. No caste, no race, beyond caste, beyond race. And the couple all of a sudden saw their masters. They are really come to really see him. Oh, they said, "Oh, it is our great fortune to see you. But why you have to come all the way from your home to these lowly subjects to us? We are low. You could have just sent a servant and we could have come to you at your command. Oh, then Bhuvana Mohini said, please offer Bhoga to Gauranitai. Then honor their prasad and give me some of your remnants. You eat the prasad and then give some of your remnants. That is impossible. Immediately the couple just shouted. Jumped, they were so unhappy. That is impossible. We would give up our lives at your behest, but we can never give you our remnants. We are low-born. Then Bhuvana Mohini was begging, please fulfill my request. It is a matter of utmost importance for me. They were not agreeing, and it was so many time, hours and hours after that. She returned home after they gave little Mahaprasad, their remnant. And when they really brought that to Vinod, he grabbed and he ate that prasadam with total satisfaction, utter satisfaction. So this was how he really first looked at here, how our Guru Vargas, their life have been. This is Gaudiya Sampradaya. Not ordinary. It is shown thus that Vaishnavas refer the Mahaprasada remnants of the Lord's devotees can even, more than Lord's direct prasada. So what it is saying is, we can get prasada from the deities. Yes, that has glories. But if that prasadam is really given to a Vaishnava who takes it, and then it becomes Mahaprasad. Then becomes Maha-Prasad. When that remnant is given to somebody, it's Maha-Prasad already. That's what it's saying. And Vinoda was a brilliant boy and swiftly progressed through the school. So now he was able to talk. Everything was fine. Look at here. He was waiting to honor a Vaishnava's Mahaprasad. And that even a cobbler's. Look at how it works out. So this Vinoda, he used to be very, very intelligent. He used to talk to all his the classmates about the importance of bringing God and devotion, that is spiritual life, in their life. So that was always, he was eager to really teach these, and that was how he was really progressing, and finally then he really came to Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura. How? Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura had 2 women disciples, as I mentioned. That they happened to be Vinoda's paternal aunts, actually. So Vinoda heard from them the glories and ideal character of their spiritual master. And in 1915, during the time of Navadvipdham Parikrama, he set out on pilgrimage with them to personally honor the great saint. Srila Saraswati Thakura had recently begun widely preaching, and his disciples respectfully conferred upon him the title Prabhupada. Prabhupada is a title given to Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura. So 3 meanings actually. One is, he who offers others at the lotus feet of Prabhu, the Lord, and thus gives everyone a chance to serve Prabhu. Prabhu means here Krishna. And to second meaning, one who personally always serves the lotus feet of his Prabhu. And third meaning is, at whose feet many great personalities reside. Meeting Prabhupada Saraswati Thakura for the very first time, Vinoda was impressed by his saintly qualities and wowed because most of the time this is the first time you really see you are supposed to be Guru and something will happen in your heart. So he felt the same way. The saintly qualities, and he took the vow right there to, yes, I want him as my Guru. And I want to give my whole life to serve only to this Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura. And Prabhupada Saraswati Thakura expressed his determination before Vinoda's aunts, who also have taken initiation before. And now there is another thing was coming, because Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura was really building temples. But who will take care of maintaining the temple? So those two disciples, especially those two senior devotees, the lady devotees, they were asking Prabhupada, "Oh Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura, how will you maintain so many temples? There are not even enough brahmacharis to play the instrument during Arati. We have a problem even for Arati, we don't have people to play any instrument. How are you really going to manage all the temples? How is it going to be possible?" And Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura pointed to Vinoda. Vinoda will do everything. He will manage all my temples and will engage everyone in the blissful service of Radha, Krishna and Mahaprabhu. So thus, Vinoda Bihari then received initiation from Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura. He is Bhakti Pranjana Kesava Goswami Maharaj is so, his character is a jewel that it is really a shame that nobody is really reading these kind of books about him. But he is in our line. But even people are even hiding this biography. But it is amazing. You start reading and you won't be able to put the book down. It is so much of his preachings, his characters, his glories, everything is there in the book, but not known to the outside world. So later that year, Prabhupada sent him to receive the mercy of his spiritual master, Gaurakishore Das Babaji. So he is Babaji Maharaj. But that time, when he really sent Vinod Bihari, that is Bhakti Pranjana Kesava Goswami Maharaj at first, when he took the Diksha. Oh yeah, you should really go and then meet, Gaurakishore Das Babaji Maharaj, my spiritual master. At that time, where was he? He locked himself inside a public latrine, public toilet. This was in Kulia. That was the place he was there. And why he was actually staying locked inside a public latrine? Because he was sick of seeing these worldly people coming to really ask for blessings and wealth and health and that and job and this. He was totally sick of it. And he said, the stench of the materialistic people who frequently disturb me is worse than the stench, the bad smell of this latrine. This is far better compared to their desires in their brain. So actually, Srila Babaji Maharaj was pleased with Vinod Bihari's firm faith. Eventually, he really met him and he was very happy. I have now taken responsibility for you and have removed all the obstacles in your life. Fearlessly serve your Guru Maharaj, preaching the glories and message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Vinod Bihari wept upon hearing this blessing from his spiritual grandshare and fell at the feet of Srila Babaji Maharaj, taking the saint's food dust on his head. So now, time is here. So today we could really spend mostly about the glories of Bhakti Pranjana Kesava Goswami Maharaj. We also discussed, I really put them in the chart, as who was that maha-bhagavata predicted by Lord Siva to Bhakti Vonoda Thakura, who would come to preach Raganuga Bhakti, is Sakshat our Gurudev. And Bhakti Prajnana Keso Goswami Maharaj is such a personality, and he was the one who really handed over all the powers to our Gurudev. So we are so fortunate to be under him.